Hello and welcome to Merlin's Manor. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play the solo mode of Cryptic Nature. I'm not going to go over the general how to play as I have a full video on that you can check out in the description below or at the end of this video. I will be going over the differences between the solo mode and the standard mode, as well as how to run the Poacher. First thing you're going to do is set up the game very similar to a two-player game. You're going to take one set of components for yourself. You'll be the first player, so you'll gain 1 coin, and you'll place your assistant on the highlighted area of the initiative track. When you get 2 contract cards, you're going to make sure that at least one of them contains evidence. As you see, neither of these contain evidence, so you'll discard the second one that you pulled out and keep discarding them until you get one that has evidence, such as that right there. And you're going to place those somewhere next to your player board. Place the Poacher board within reach, and shuffle the Poacher cards and place them face down next to the Poacher board. Place the Poacher meeple directly beneath yours on the initiative track. Place the resetting action tile below the evidence market on the game board. It changes the action reset cryptids in the assistant phase. Now you can spend 3 coins to reset only 1 cryptid card. In each phase, you'll perform your own turn and the turn of the Poacher. Your turn is performed the same way as in the regular game for 2 players, which means that you have to spend an extra experience point to obtain skills. If you are first on the initiative track, perform your cryptozoologist phase turn fully, then perform the turn of the Poacher. If you are second on the initiative track, perform the turn of the Poacher first, and then perform your own cryptozoologist phase turn. For the Poacher's cryptozoologist phase, first reveal the top Poacher card and place it next to the Poacher board. This is the active card for the current round. Then perform an action from the top part of the card according to the number of evidence that the Poacher currently has. At the beginning of the game, of course, he'll have no evidence, so he's going to perform this first line here. The Poacher always performs whatever is leftmost on the card, and if it can't perform that action, which in this case it's going to be searching for an evidence that is related to a contract card that we have over here, it's going to look at the board and see if there's any evidence on the board, not including the market up here. And so we see that it doesn't have any of this evidence out there. And so then it's going to move on to the next one, which is resetting the evidence board in this case, and which it can't do because there's 7 items of evidence out there. But if it was able to, it would have then searched for an evidence that is on a bid marker after resetting. Since it can't do that, it's then going to go simply to looking to evidence that's on a bid marker. And it's going to look over here. It's going to see that we've got this evidence and this evidence. And it's basically that's all we've got for our bid markers there. It does see that there are 2 of those on here. And so what it's going to do next, it's going to look at its priority over here for taking evidence. Its priority is the west, followed by the north, then south, then east. There is an evidence that it can take in the west that meets that requirement over there. So that's what it'll do. It'll take that and put it right there. That is how taking evidence is going to work for the Poacher. Once it has 1 evidence, it's going to then follow this line. Once it has 2 evidence, it's going to follow this next line here. And as it starts being able to take cryptids with 2 or more evidence, it's going to start to look to this priority here. Whenever it has this sign, it's going to try and capture a cryptid. And it's going to look over here and say, well, first of all, I'm going to look for one that has the bid marker on it, that it has the evidence to pay for. As we notice here, both my bid markers, it doesn't have the evidence for. So it will go ahead and skip over that action and go to that action. If it had 3, it would then look to this line. 4, it would look to this line. And at 4, it can always take something by spending any amount of evidence to be able to take any cryptid that it can take. And it's going to always use this as its priority for taking cryptids. In this case, it's going to look for the cryptid that has our bid marker on it, see if it can spend that evidence. And so it can't right now, but let's go ahead and say that it had this evidence right here. It would notice that it could, first of all, it's going to look for one that requires 3 evidence. This one requires 3 evidence, but it doesn't have the particular evidence to pay for it. And so then it's going to look at one that has 2 evidence that it can pay for. It has these 2 pieces of evidence, so it can pay these 2 evidence, and it can take this one. It would discard this, as it doesn't actually ever put any in the sanctuary. It doesn't need this tile. It's just going to take this evidence and remove our bid marker from it. We'll be able to put that on back later. And so that's how it's going to resolve those types of actions. As we look at the priority track over here, we're going to see this icon here means it's going to go after a cryptid that it has evidence for that relates to our contract card. And this one down here at the bottom is one that we already have in our area over here, but have not yet settled. And so it can actually still take from our area over here, so you need to be careful to make sure you get those settled as quickly as possible, or the poacher might just steal it if it has the evidence to do so, and it has that icon right there. A few more notes about the poacher is if the poacher is not able to perform any actions, then it simply will do nothing in the current phase. The poacher does not move on the game board. He tracks the same cryptids as the player. He does not use dice, but must pay all required evidence in order to find a cryptid. The poacher can also hunt cryptids the player has already found, but has not yet settled in the sanctuary, and he does not settle cryptids in the sanctuary. Finally, the poacher moves his meeple to the right at the end of his turn. After you've completed both your turn and the poacher's turn in the cryptozoologist phase, you will then proceed to the assistant phase. If you are first on the initiative track, perform your assistant phase turn fully, then perform the turn of the poacher. If you are second on the initiative track, then you will perform the poacher's turn, followed by your assistant turn. For the poacher's assistant phase, first perform an action from the bottom part of the active poacher card according to the current position of the poacher on the initiative track at the moment of his turn. The top line is performed if the poacher is above you on the initiative track. The bottom line is performed if the poacher is below you on the initiative track. So if he is above you, you'll perform this line here, and here we see that he's going to take a dice. And he's going to start with the one on the left if there's one available. There's not currently an experienced one available, so he'll skip to the next one. In this case, it is available, so he'll remove this one from the opportunities for you to take a die when you take your turn. And then, in case of the rumor, he'll actually take a bonus rumor and add it to his evidence there. If he took any other die, he would not gain any kind of bonus. If that hadn't been available, he would have gone here to this one, and if that hadn't been available, he would have gone after the coin. Once he's taken one die, he'll then move to look to see where he's going to go on the initiative track here. If it's up arrow, he's going to go above you. If it was a down arrow, he would have gone below us on the initiative track. Then you take one of this tile here and place it anywhere that is legal that you want to place it. Since there's nothing out here on the board yet, we'd be placing it right there, or up here on this one, or down here on this one. Later on, if there are green tiles out there, they would go, of course, adjacent to another green tile. And then you'll move his meeple to the left of the initiative track. After both of you have taken your turns, then that would be the end of the assistant phase, and you'd move on into the cryptozoologist phase for the next round, continuing taking turns until the game end is triggered in one of two ways. Now let's go into the game end. You lose immediately if the poacher has captured 3 cryptids that fulfill the requirements of a single contract card, or the poacher has captured any 5 cryptids. You win if the game ends according to the usual game rules, that is, the sanctuary is completed, followed by one additional round. Then you can evaluate your success as a cryptozoologist by scoring the reputation points according to the usual game rules with the following changes. You'll score both of your contracts. You'll score 2 of the majority of cryptid markers in the sanctuary if you have placed at least 1. The Bird of Vergason's game end power gives you 1 point if you have fewer cryptids than the poacher. And if you're playing with the Wolpertinger, then you'll get the Wolpertinger card if you have found at least 1 stuffed hare. And then you'll compare your results with the table. I want to go over a few more symbols that you'll find on the cards here. We see this one here has search min. That means he is going to look at priority here. He's going to start with the top of the priority, and he's going to take the one that has the lowest numbered region here. And so here we see this one is W1, this one's W2. He would take this one here. If neither of those had been there, he would then go to the north and do the same thing until he finds one piece of evidence that he can take that meets the requirements there. Let's take a look at another card here. Here we see search max. That's the same as the min requirement, except for he's going to then look to the one that has the highest number. And here, in this case, it would be or he's going to go to the east first. There's only one in the east, so he would just take that one. But let's assume that there had been 2 here. You would see that E3 is higher than E2. He would have taken the one on E3. And so that is as simple as that icon is to resolve. If we look down here, we see that if he was doing the bottom action here on the assistant phase, he would then reset the evidence. That means getting rid of all the evidence and putting out 3 new evidence in the market there. And he has nothing else he's going to do on his turn there. If you look at this one, both the top and the bottom has him resetting evidence. And so he reset these 3, put 3 new out. And then he would take an evidence that relates to what you have on one of your bid markers here. We see that there's these bones here. If this had been reset and this had come out, he would take that evidence and put it on his board. And that should cover all the icons that you are going to run into. If you have any questions, ask me, and I'll be sure to answer them in the comments below. Let's go ahead and reset everything back to the way it was, and we're going to go ahead and go through a few rounds to show how this game plays. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll these dice. We've already got everything set up beyond that, and so that is what we have to work with. So let's go ahead, and since we are first on the initiative track, we are going to take the first turn, and we're going to first place out, though, before we do that, our person, and I am going to place on here, on London. On any city, you can put your person, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my move action, which I'm going to move up to here and move this over as I do that. And then I'm going to do my main action, which is going to be a search. I'm going to grab this and put it here. I'm doing this not because I need this particular thing, but because what I do need isn't out on the board, but it is up here, and it's going to cost 4 coins in order to buy it from the market. And so I want to be able to buy that from the market, and so I'm going to actually sell this to be able to buy that. So that is my turn, everything I'm going to do. And so I'm going to move my marker over here, and they're going to take its turn. We're going to flip this card, and then we're going to see for no evidence, he's going to come over here, and he's going to take something related to this. He can't because there's nothing on the board that does that. So then he's going to reset evidence, which he actually can do because of the fact that there is one missing now. And so let's just go ahead and toss this one and place this like so. And then we're going to go to S1 over here and place out an evidence. And then flip this over. And then he's going to take an evidence that is related to something we have over here on one of our markers. And so it's either going to be the bones or a rumor token. And we're going to look out. There's 2 that he can take. We've got one here and one here. He's going to look to his priority. He's going to take the one on W2, which is a shame because we were close to that. We could have gotten there and taken that next turn. But alas, he's gotten it from us. And so that is the poacher's turn. Move him over. And then we're going to go into the assistant phase. Now on the assistant phase, we're going to go ahead and take our turn since we're higher up. We're going to move down. We have to skip over him. And then we can take any one of these. I'm actually going to take this to get this rumor token. And then as my optional actions, I can sell and buy in the market, which I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and grab this for 4 while selling this for 4. I can do those simultaneously. And since they're the same price, I don't get anything back. I don't have to pay anything. Had there been a difference in price, I would have paid the difference or gotten the difference back as a refund. So now I've got 2 of the evidence that I need. I am satisfied with my turn there. And I just realized I forgot to get the things at the beginning of the game for here, so I just basically be able to grab any of these. And since I'm going after this and this, I probably want a mixture of these 2 different types. And I'm hoping I can pull this one off first. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 of this type. I'm getting a couple that have experience. Now I'm going to want one that's got money as well, double money. So let's go ahead and grab this one. So I got some experience coming to me and some money once I place something down on those. And so that is the end of my assistant phase turn. Oh, let's put that back. That's not supposed to be there. I'm going to go ahead and put one of these out. And I'm just going to put that right there. I'm going to go into its assistant phase after I grab something back over here. And so on its assistant phase, it's going to look down here. It is above me on the track, and so it is going to take a die. It's going to be this one, not really significant in this situation since it's going after me. And then it's going to stay above me because of this arrow. And so he's just going to move right on over there and put out any green that I want to out of here. Let's just go ahead and put this one. Actually, let's go ahead and put this one right there. And so that is its turn right there. And we move into the next round. So it's going to go first in this round. Flipping this, it has 1 evidence. And so it's going to go look at this line. It wants evidence that is related to my contract card over here. And so it's going to look to see if there's any of that evidence out on the board, which is going to be this bones. And there are none. So it's going to go to the next one. It's going to reset evidence. What do we want to get rid of? Don't really know at this point. Just set that aside. And then it's going to go on E1. like that. We can flip this back over. And now it's going to look to see if there's any that are on bid markers that it can take. There is one right here, so it's going to take that one. So now it has 2 rumors, and that was exactly what I wanted to get. That was not nice. I guess I should have set these bid markers up to where he had other evidence that it could go after. I just made him fight for all the same evidence that I am fighting for. I could change gears and go after this one. So let's go ahead and do that. And so the way that's going to work is I need to be on S2 in order to find it. And so here's S2. That's more than 2 away from me. Oh, I forgot to reset these at the end of my turn. And so I'm going to go to S2 since it's more than 2 away from me. I'm going to spend my flight to get there. So I flew right to there. And then I'm going to spend this and this to gain this cryptid, putting it near my player board. So that's the evidence I had to spend to get that. And so I've done my main action. I haven't moved yet. I'm going to want to probably place it out next round. And so, oh, and when found, I gain 2 coins. Let's add those 2 coins there. And I want to place out next round. And so what I'm going to do here is I am going to probably move to a city. Probably one near a bunch of evidence so I can start gaining more evidence next round. And so we go there. And that's the end of our turn. Moving over on the initiative track, and it should have been moved over. And then we're going to go ahead and go into the next phase. Here we see, oh, we forgot to roll the dice. Roll those dice. And so it's going to then look over here, and it's going to go after this one first, and then remove that as a possibility. And by the way, just to let you know, in this case, if it had gone after one of these, it would go after the one that has the most on it if there are multiples. And so here it would have taken this if it had gone after experience. And coins are the same way. And then it's going to move down beneath us on the initiative track. And then it's going to place out a red. Let's just go ahead and toss this one right there. And that's the end of its assistant phase. On our assistant phase, we probably, oh, I forgot to put one of these out when we do that. We probably want to stay above, but it's so tempting to get some experience points. And there's nothing really that we want to spend our coins on. We don't have experience to spend. So do we risk dropping down, going after him, and him possibly being able to sneak this from us? He's not going to be able to sneak this from us because he doesn't have that. So yeah, we're fine dropping below him on the initiative. And so we're down here. We are taking this die, which is giving us 2 experience. And then we can spend to buy evidence if we want to. We've got 3 looking out there. There's nothing that takes that evidence. But it doesn't hurt us to go ahead and buy the evidence. If we find something we can spend it on, we have it. Otherwise, we can always sell it back next round. So let's just go ahead and spend the 3 to be able to do that. And is there anything else we want to do out of optional actions? I don't think there is. And so we're going to jump on over here. We're going to reset these, and we're going to put out our green one of these. And I'm going to do it just like that, probably. And so that's the end of that round. We're now going to go into the next round. He is higher than us there, so he's going to go first. I'm going to look over here with 2 evidence. He can capture a cryptid that has our bid token. Oh, we have to put our bid token out. Let's go ahead and put our bid token. What do we want to go after? Let's go after that one, I guess. Actually, no, let's go after this because we have a place we can put that one probably. No, we're off. Yeah, we'll go with that. So let's go ahead and go after that one. So he's looking at the bid tokens, see if there's anything he can capture. He has 2 rumors, so that doesn't apply to either of the things that we have our bid tokens on. If he had 2 rumors plus this, he would, of course, grab that. So let's look at the next thing. He's going to go after evidence that relates to where our bid token is. So he's going to look for either a rumor. Actually, let's go ahead and let's put this somewhere else just for an example here. So let's say he's going after that now because I have my marker there. He is going to then look on here, and he has found this here. That's the only one out there, and so he's going to go ahead and grab this up like that, and he's fulfilled his turn. You can move on over there. And now it is our turn. We want to settle a cryptid. The way we do that is we go ahead and put this guy out here. We're covering up 4 coins and experience. So I'm going to get experience point and 4 coins. And then we're going to put our marker on there. So that was our main action. That's going to give us, we got 1 point for finding this one. And then we're going to have 1 point at the end of the game for having settled this one. And so then we can move with our next action. Oh, I forgot to reset the evidence up here. And we need to roll the die at the start of the round here. Okay. So yeah, let's just go ahead and move our guy to here. It'll give me the opportunity to get this evidence. No, actually this one's more expensive and it applies to the other. So we move from here, we went 1, 2 to there. So that is the end of our actions. There's nothing else that I want to do. We go into the next action, our next assistant phase. He is first, so flip. No, not flip. So look down here. He's going to reset the evidence market. Plus, he's going to then search for evidence. He's going to buy evidence from the market, basically, for free. He doesn't pay any money. He just gets it. And so he's going to look for something that has related to our bid markers. So we've got this, this, or this. He's going to grab this. He's got lots of rumors. He's now got 4 evidence, so he's going to be able to do whatever he wants on the next turn. He's going to capture something. And then he's going to go above us, which he's already above us. And he's going to put out the green one. Let's go ahead and do this to start stretching out in case we get this at some point in the future. So move this back over. Now it's our turn. We are going to move up on the track. Oh, reset the evidence. We are going to spend 3 experience points on getting the ability. Actually, we're going to spend 2 experience points on getting the ability to search. That'll give us an extra main action that will allow us to search. We can spend coins to reset things. We will spend 1 coin to reset this. You can only do that when you're going up on the initiative track for both of those actions. And we don't have anything that costs 1 experience point because we are playing in 2-player. We have to pay the full amount that's listed here, not just the green one. Now, do we want to buy, sell evidence? We could go after this thing. In order to do that, we would need this and that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay 1 coin to reset the evidence up here. So we get 2 coins back. And we're going to hope that we get that. Yes. And then we're going to go ahead and spend the other 2 coins to get this. And so next turn I'll be able to grab that. And I'll have exactly what I need to do this. And so I want to move my bid marker over to there. I think that's the best thing to go after in the moment. I could sell this. I wouldn't have enough to buy that. Yep, that's what we're going to do. We reset these. Go ahead and put out a tile. I forgot to grab a new tile earlier. Grab a blue. We don't have any blue. We might need blue at some point in the future. And then we're going to go move this back over. Nope, this should have been here. Right? No, he's done. Okay. So now it's going to be our turn first in the new round. Let's go ahead and roll these dice. Don't forget to reset the market after we took from it. Or replenish the market, should I say. And so now, for my next turn, I'm going to spend my extra search action to grab this. And then in order to get this guy, I need to be on E1, which is further than 2 spaces away, so I'll spend my flight to jump over here. And then I'm going to spend my main action to search for this cryptid. I have all the evidence that I need. So we're going to turn this and this in to gain this one. And as a game end power, score 1 crown if you found at least one other of an East cryptid. Put out an... Oh. I just realized that was supposed to be a level 2. Well. That was not a level 2 that I put out, was it? That changes literally everything. Guess I would have sold this for $3 to get this instead then. And I still have a rumor. Because why not? And we're going to gain this guy instead, I guess. My bad, I put the wrong one out there. And that was a 2, so we're going to upgrade to a 3 for the next one. When gained, I get an experience, so that's fun. And luckily, I had similar evidence, so I was able to pull it off. So I spent these 2, and I'm going to get the tile for this guy. And I still have a move action. I guess I can go 1, 2, somewhere where there's evidence. And that is the end of our turn. Going to its turn. Flip a card. It has 4 evidence, so it can grab anything. It's going to start here, though, with anything that needs 3 evidence and is related to this priority order. So if it can get this, it will. No, it cannot get that one. And I don't have a bid marker on anything else right now, so it's going to move to the next one, something that relates to this. Oh, this one's going to need a token on it. Can't get that one. Can't afford this one, though. So it's going to spend 2 of these to be a wild for that, and 1 of these to be that one. And it just gains this one. This goes away. And we just put this down here. And it spends the evidence. And it's done with its turn. It's going to move over. We should have moved ours over. And we go into the assistant phase. Here on the assistant phase, we're going to just go ahead and we're going to move down and get... we're going to go ahead and grab this, which allows us to reset that and reset that. So we'll move over, putting out this somewhere. So we'll just do that. Yeah. And then do his actions. He's going to reset. And gain 1 that's related to a bid marker. So if it's got crossbones or that, it's going to gain that. It's going to go above us, which it already is, and put out a red one. So toss that in there, why not? And he's going to move over. Begin the next round. Let's do one more round. Roll these dice. He's going to go first. He has 2 evidence, so he's going to look at the 2 evidence line. He's going to try and capture one we already have, if he has what he needs. We do not have... he does not have the right symbols for this, so he moves on to the next one, which is one that has a bid marker of ours on it that he has the things for. Oh, we should put our bid marker back out. Let's ignore that we know what he has there and just say we're going to do that. Let's see, does he have? He has that and that, but he needs 1 more for that, so he's not going to be able to do that one. So he's going to move on to one we have contract card for. It's going to be something that has bones on it. That one has bones on it, but he can't do that. We've already established he can't do that one. So he's not going to be able to get a cryptid this turn, so he's going to instead search for one of those. And I forgot to fill this out again. So he's going to look to see if we have bones, scratch marks, or rumors. None of those are on the board, so then he's going to move. This last one, he's just going to reset. And so let's just go ahead and get rid of that. That comes out, he's going to put on S2. Put on S2, which is going to be W2. One more, E3. So that was his turn. Not very productive of him. Then we are going to take our turn. We are here. We want to be on a city so that we can put that back. So let's go ahead and move to a city. Do I want to grab something first, though? Let's just go ahead and use my free that to grab that. Then we're going to move 1, 2 to a city. And then we're going to spend this action to relocate this cryptid. We're going to get 2 coins and 3 experience points. And then move over here. Done with our action phase, going into this assistant phase. This guy is going to go first. He is going to move down and take one of these. Experience first. We don't have experience, then coins. 2 coins is the biggest coin one to take away from us. And then you're going to put out a blue. Let's put that there. And then we do our assistant phase. And let's just go ahead and say that we will move up. We're going to spend experience again. Spend 3 experience to be able to get this one. And 2 experience to be able to get that one there. We forgot to get one back for last round. So that is how you play Cryptic Nature's solo mode. I hope you've enjoyed this. That's been very informative for you. If you have any questions, leave them in the description down below, and I will get back to those questions as soon as possible. I hope you have a great day and keep on gaming.